It's that time. I had fun doing the NBA replica builds, but the season is over. It's time to give y'all what y'all want. What y'all have been asking for, the builds that the infamous Black Market team uses to win everything in Pro-Am. I already dropped the best power forward backend build, but now it's time to give y'all the best Pro-Am lock build. Let's go.
Don't get me right. Don't get me right.
Good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Go left, Penny. Go left, Penny. Cruise right. Too late.
Good.
Good shit, Bauer.
You got B behind you.
Got standing dunk, baby.
I got you,
You can
brother.
do a little solid at the beginning.
Come on.
Shit,
Come
it's
on.
good.
Good luck.
boy.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Come on, go up.
You got you on the slip?
Come on.
Oh,
For
Bauer.
the month.
Damn him.
Yeah, what's good YouTube, man? It's your boy Swag back at it again with another banger. I showed y'all my personal build I use for Pro-Am, so now I'm gonna show y'all my teammates Pro-Am build, which is the best lock build in the game, man. Bauer streams all of our games on his Twitch, and a lot of the clips you saw in the intro and are gonna see later in the video are from his stream, so shout out to Bauer. His link is gonna be in the description, check him out. Now let's get into how to make the best lockdown build in Pro-Am. Alright, so this video is actually gonna have two different types of builds, both which Bauer uses. He chooses which one he wants to use depending on the series. So one is going to be a 6'6", that's more like all around, that can maybe switch positions, can guard the slip sometimes, you know, can guard 5 out. The other one's going to be a 6'3" that gets 99 steal and can still shoot from the hash. The reason for these differences, 6'3" and 6'6", you can get 99 steal with the 6'6" while having the 92.3. So if Hall of Fame glove is what you want, look at the 6'3". We're going to show you both in this video. Out of the two builds, I'm going to start with the 6'6". This is one of the newer locks that we have Bauer make, that me and Joe labbed. The main purpose of being 6'6" was just to have a bigger body, you know, being able to switch more often and be able to rotate better. But mainly the thing that we wanted was for him to have standing dunk. A lot of the times the PG is guarding Bauer in the corner, or in the hash I should say, and when he cuts on the guard, this build is able to just dunk, like standing dunk on the guard. So we're gonna go height 6'6", weight 235. Usually you want to go low weight for a lock, but since 89 speed is all we can afford, or 88 speed, we're gonna go high weight so we can be burly. As y'all can see, wingspan we go 6'10", so we can get that 92.3 and that limitless, and then body type burly, which I believe helps with the hitbox and being wider and helping on defense. So diving into the actual attributes, I'm gonna start with the physicals. For speed, we're gonna go 88. I wish I can go max, but 88 is all I can afford with everything else I wanted on this build. The reason we went 6'6" also, 6'7", the speed only goes to like 84, 85, and we want to be in the high 80s so we can keep up with these small 95 XL guards. Acceleration is mostly for like moving with the ball, so we're going to leave that at where it is since we're not really going to be dribbling on this build. Strength, we don't touch it. Vertical stays at a 60, and stamina we go to a 90. Moving on to the bread and butter of this build, the defense. For interior, we're going 73. Going 73 specifically gives us that extra D badge, and having the rating itself in the 70s is good enough to get the occasional stop in the paint. For perimeter, although we're not able to get the 97 perimeter for Hoff clamps on this build, we can still get to a 95, which unlocks that Hall of Fame challenger, which is super important to have, and still gives us that gold clamp, which as y'all can see in the clips, you can still get a lot of good bumps with. Moving on to steel, like I said earlier, because of the shorter wingspan, we can't reach that 99 steel like you'll typically see, but we can still get 95, which unlocks gold glove and gold interceptor. And I'm not gonna lie, Hall of Fame glove is really good and glitchy, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the steals you're gonna get in comp Pro-Am is being in the right position at the right time and getting a bump steal with your body, like I see Bauer doing in these clips. Because all these small guards that you're gonna be playing in Pro-Am have Hall of Fame unpluckable, so it's not like you're gonna be plucking them left and right. Your best bet for steals is bump steals and inbounds tip passes, like y'all see. Moving on to block, this is where the 6'6" has an advantage on the 6'3" version. We're going 72 block. Reaching 70 unlocks bronze anchor, which helps tremendously in getting stops in the paint, and 72 and specifically helps us get that extra D badge. And although we're not going to be rebounding on this build, just for the sake of getting more defensive badges, we're going to raise our D board to 69. Moving on to playmaking, it's not going to be anything too crazy. We're going to go 73 pass accuracy. I went 73 for the extra badge, and although you get LeBron pass style at 79, I know guys, trust me, I know, you don't get an extra badge at 75 rating, and I think none style is better than LeBron's, and you can still throw steamers to your teammates with 73, so I don't really see a need in going more than 73. For ball handle, we go 70, which unlocks Braun quick first step, and some decent dribble 6, which although it's nothing crazy, you're not going to be dribbling often, I'm not going to lie. Having 70 allows you to maybe come off the screen and fade, or draw the double team and make a pass, or even go all the way to the basket for a quick drop. Speed with ball, we leave it at a 40. Moving on to what makes this build different from your typical 6'6 lock build, it's the shooting. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a hash lock build, so you're going to need gold limitless. So for the 3, we go 92. As y'all know, going 92 unlocks that gold limitless range, which is a must, and midi we go 77, so we can unlock that 24 shooting badge. Having 24 badges allows you to run 3 tier 3 badges all on gold if that's something you're interested in. The mixture of the high 3 ball with gold badges like blinders and agent 3s and limitless allows you to make some crazy shots in the prime. But we'll talk more about the best badges to use on later in the video. And since this is a prime build, we want to be able to hit consistent free throws, so we go 75 for the free throw. Moving on to the finishing, we're going to go 80 driving dunk. As y'all know, going 80 unlocks quick drops, which is the best dunk package in the game and allows you to finish consistently in the paint. Now where this build stands out compared to the 6'3 version and even other lock builds you might see is the 75 standing dunk we're going to put. An issue we were having running 5 out with Bauer mostly was that he couldn't mash in the paint, like we would send him on cuts, and if it wasn't super wide open, we wouldn't score on that position. With this build though, he's a threat from limitless with the 92-3, and now he's a threat inside as well because he can consistently standing dunk, which you have to be at least 6'6 to do the standing dunk glitch. If you don't know about the standing dunk glitch, I'll leave that for another video maybe. But like I said, we're super comfortable now sending him on cuts, and even if the center rotates down, he'll get the dunk animation, the standing dunk animation, and get fouled rather than going up soft with a close shot and getting blocked. This is where the 6'6 version really stands out. Moving on to close shot, this is another aspect of the build because you're not going to get a standing dunk every single time in the paint. But even if you don't, having a 75 close shot unlocks fast twitch on silver, which allows you to go up quick and finish consistently. It also gives us that extra finishing badge. And for layup, we want to go 65. We're not going to really utilize layup, but we go 75 to get our 16th badge. So you're able to use silver takeoff, and you can focus on putting all your extra plus badges on defense rather than having to waste one on finishing. Moving on to takeovers, you don't get a lot of options to choose from, but you get the 2 that you would want, and that's lock and sharp. Obviously, as the main lockdown of the team, you want to run lock first. I recommend extreme clamps or bass drop, and you can run limitless as your second for the rare chance that you get team taking a game. You can literally shoot from half court on this build. As we load out, we get the comparisons and the build name 3&D2 guard, which isn't that unique of a name, but the build itself is very unique. I'm going to quickly show you guys the badges I recommend and that Bauer uses on this build, and then I'm going to be moving on to the 6'3 version that gets the 99 steal and 97 perimeter while still having the gold limitless range. For the finishing badges, this is what I recommend. As you can see, I don't have anything cored on finishing, and that's because you want to use the double core defense while having no finishing core on this build, which allows you to have so many extra defensive badges, which as a pure lockdown in prime, as you're going to see here shortly, we're going to need as much defensive badges as you can get. Moving on to shooting, this is what I recommend. If it's in your play style to fade a lot at the 3, I recommend taking off guard up and catch and shoot, and that allows you to get the gold agent 3s. But having catch and shoot helps for the 3s that you take that aren't necessarily at limitless range, so it's really up to you. These are the badges for playmaking I recommend. Not much badges to work with here, so the only thing I would say is that if you don't really throw lobs, Bauer is always really throwing lobs to Joe. But if that's not your style, you can take off special delivery and use like maybe silver needle thread instead. Moving on to the most important part, defense. Now Bauer has reached level 39 every season, so he has like +8 or +9 badges to add, and he added all of them to defense, and I recommend you do the same with however many extra badges you may have. With the double core option, you're able to core gold interceptor and Hoff challenger, so you would have every tier 3 badge. And with the extra badges that you're going to add to defense, you're able to run Hoff pick dodger, which is super important, especially in prime where you have these big 7'2 centers setting a screen on you every possession. Now that fully completes the 6'6 version of the build. Let's move on to the 6'3 version. So heading back to the builder, we're going to go position small forward since the lock is usually at the 3, hand preference, and number preference. For height, we're going to go 6'3. Now you are able to get the 99 steal with the 97 perimeter, with the 92 3 ball, and a 6'5", and even a 6'4". But for some reason, the 6'3" just gets so many more attributes, and you're able to get everything you need at a 6'3" that you're not able to get at a 6'4" or 6'5" for some reason. For weight, we want to go 225. We're not able to get max speed anyway, so we go high in weight to get more bumps and be a heavier body. For wingspan, we go 6'9", which as you can see on the right gets us that 92 3 ball exactly and still allows us to get the 99 steal. And also being 225 allows us to be burly body type, which makes you look a lot bigger than you are, so we want to be burly. So starting with the physicals, we're going to go 90 speed. This is an advantage that the 6'3" version has compared to the 6'6", because not only do we have higher speed, but it's been proven by 2K Labs that the shorter you are, the faster you are by default. So you'll definitely be able to keep up with these small guards and rotate around the perimeter with this build. Acceleration is not super important, so we leave that at a 77. We don't touch strength. Vertical stays at a 60 because we're going to get 80 dunk, and then stamina 88. Moving on to the defense, let's just go straight to the soup. We're doing 97 perimeter and 99 steal. Just for having these two attributes max, you literally get every important badge Hall of Fame, as you can see on the right. Glove, Interceptor, Clance, Challenger, Menace, Work. Like literally every tier 2 and tier 3 you get a Hall of Fame. And although you're not going to be really guarding the paint at all with this build, your job is mostly to be guarding the perimeter and rotating out if need be, we're still going to upgrade our block and interior to get the extra badges. In the rare case that you do get stuck in the paint having to guard, I have seen Bauer get stops in the paint with this build, so it is possible. For rebounding, kind of similar to the block and interior, we're not really going to be jumping up trying to get boards on this build, but we go 58 O board for the badges and 84 D board to get 31 total defensive badges. And although, like I said, you're not going to be jumping out the gym compared to other builds trying to get the board, you do get gold box out beats on this build, which goes a long way in securing box outs and helping your teammates get the rebound. Moving on to playmaking, we're going to go 75 pass accuracy. On the 6'3", you get an extra playmaking badge when you reach 75, so that's why we go 75 as opposed to the 73 we went on the 6'6". For ball handle, it's going to be the same at a 70, and we leave our speed with ball at a 50, which is the default on this build. Moving on to shooting, we're going to go same route as the 6'6", 92 3 ball, and 78 midi. This gives us 24 shooting badges and the ability to get 3 tier 3 badges all on go, just like the 6'6". The Limitless, the Agent 3s, Blinders, you can run them all on this build. And for free throw, we go 73. Moving to finishing, we're going to go 80 driving dunk for the quick drops and silver takeoff. 80 is really all you need to dunk consistently, especially when you're such a threat from the 3 like how you are with this build and a 92 3 ball. We go 71 layup to reach that extra badge and get 13, and then 67 close shot to get 15 total badges. Now I had a little mistake here where my strength was a little higher than it's supposed to, so I go back and fix that, lower my strength by a couple ticks, and I'm able to get my close shot to a 67 and get that 15th badge. Now it's a must that you add +1 badges to finishing on this build, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to run silver takeoff, and that is a must-have on this build. Moving on to takeovers, you get every single takeover in the game. Nah, I'm trolling, man. You get the 2 that you need, just like the 6'6", sharp and lock. You can run double lock or you can run lock sharp, it's up to you. As we load out of the builder, we get the same name, 3 and D. Since we went small forward in this case, it's wing instead of 2 guard. But now let me quickly show you the badges you should use on this build. For finishing, remember you need to add +1 badges to finishing in order to have the 16 and run silver takeoff. And for the rest of the badges, as you can see here, Fast Twitch, Fearless, Giant Slayer, Aerial Wizard. For the shooting badges, I have it also here. You core Limitless, and then you run like Blinders, Screen Machine. You can change it around just like how you can on the 6'6". If you don't want to run guard up and catch and shoot and you'd rather run Agent 3s to fade, you can most definitely do that. But this is just a good option to have. For playmaking, it's pretty much the same as the 6'6". You want to run your bailout, your hyperdrive, quick first step. Bauer usually throws lobs to Joe, so that's why I have special delivery here. If you're not really throwing lobs at all, you can switch that and run silver needle thrower. As we move on to defense, the bread and butter, you can see we're running almost everything on Hall of Fame. Remember, we use the double core defense, so we can use the core on Clamps and the core on Interceptor Hall of Fame. So we'll have all 4 tier 3 badges on Hall of Fame, which is crazy to think about. And just like the 6'6", I recommend putting all your extra badges besides the 1 to finishing for the limitless takeoff, so you can run like ankle braces on gold and box out beasts in gold, which is super nice to have. So that concludes everything for the 6.3 hash lock version. I appreciate everyone who tuned in and watched. Comment BAUGHER'S a dog if you stayed all the way through. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, man. I'll be dropping the rest of the black market builds for my next video, so stay tuned. If you want to watch the dribble tutorial for low ball handle, that's the video on the screen right now. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.